So in the last video, we talked about how AI can be like a smart assistant, but for it to actually be a useful assistant, it needs to be able to do stuff on its own and act autonomously. So this is what we're gonna see in this video. If you have to copy and paste the answers that it gives you into the email, for example, you're not actually automating anything, you're just working faster, which is still fine, but we want to make it completely automated and have it completely off of our minds so we don't have to worry about it at all. We need a glue that everybody can use easily, that can interconnect all the different apps and workflows between each other. Usually what people use is something like Zapier or Make, which are completely fine as well. If you're more familiar with them, feel free to use them. But myself, I use usually n8n because it is a completely free alternative, while the other ones can add up to be quite expensive over time. So today we're gonna install it on your personal PC and you're gonna be able to have your first personal robot. Think of n8n a bit like Lego for coding. Instead of you writing the code and writing the text yourself, you use like pre-written code nodes that you can just interconnect like in a basic Lego. So you drag one in, connect the next, connect the next, connect the next. You don't have to write any lines of code. And that's how you then build step by step your own automation the way you want it, without having to know anything about coding at all. Basically, each of the little nodes is like a very small step in the whole workflow. You have to think of it like a baby. It doesn't know anything. You have to teach it every little single step, and then it executes one by one all of the steps that you gave it, which becomes then a full automation. So for example, here you have one node reads the message that you sent on Telegram, takes the text from that message, moves it to the next, which is Gemini. You ask Gemini a question with the text as context. Gemini generates a response. You take the response and move it to the next node, which then sends an email with it. And so basically the lines that you see in between all those nodes is the data from one node going into the next, processing in the node, taking the data into the next, and so on. Once you then feel that it is working the way that you wanted it to, you then click on activate and then it's going to run forever. And you don't have to worry about it at all. Since we're tech enthusiasts, we're going to download it on our local PC and run it on our machine through Docker. But please don't worry, it is really easy and simple. So just follow along. I'll promise it is not technical at all. So here now on n8n, I'm going to show you how to install it. It's really simple. As you can see, just for your knowledge, obviously if you feel that's too much for you, you can just start a free trial, which will give you, I think, a week or two, where you can use n8n for free, hosted by them. So you don't have to set up anything, you just log in, don't even have to put in your card credentials, and you can use it until the trial runs out. That's an option, but I'm going to show you how you can basically have it completely for free, so you don't have to pay anything, and it's completely legal, don't worry. Like, it's not a weird hack or anything. They put it on their own website, so it's completely safe. Here on their website, you go to Docs, you go to self-host n8n, and then they explain to you how you can install it. We're going to install it through Docker, which is really simple. If you don't know Docker, you can imagine it like a software that creates containers in your PC. This allows you to then run complicated apps that you don't get from an app store or something like that in this Docker container. So it enables you to have fancy things without knowing how the fancy things are being set up. So here on the Docker installation guide, you can obviously watch the tutorial from this guy here, but you can also just continue watching me. You can read here a bit about how it works, but you can scroll down all the way to here, where you see the prerequisites, which is what we're going to install now before we install n8n. We will need Docker desktop, so we click on it. We then scroll down and you then pick the one that matches your operating system. In my case, I do have a Mac, so I'm going to choose this option. And then you will have to know whether you have a Mac with Apple Silicon or you have a Mac with Intel chips. If your Mac is from before November 2020, you probably have an Intel chip. If it's after, you should have the same one as me, which is the Apple Silicon one. So you click on that one, download it, and then you go to your downloads folder, which is usually down here. Open it, and you have the Docker installation file. You double click on that, do the usual installation, and once this is done, you can also delete the file that you downloaded, because now if you just look for Docker, you will find it installed, usually. Let's open it up, allow everything, of course, and there you go. So this is now set up. You should see that engine is running, and that's all you need. Now we go back, we can close this one, and we just continue the steps. This is not needed because it's included in Docker Desktop, so we don't need this. This is only for Linux devices, which I assume you don't have. And now the only thing you have to do is run this command. So what does it mean? You basically copy this, then go back and look for terminal. This is for both Windows or Mac. You just look for terminal, open it up, paste it in, and before you hit anything now, like don't press enter or anything, you have to go back, and as you can see here, they tell us the only thing we have to change is the time zone. So we can go into the time zones that there are, and you have to find the one that suits you. Me, for example, I'm in Madrid, so I Control F Madrid. This is the one that I need, so I copy this, and I have to replace it in this code here. You use your left and right arrow keys to go back and forth until you reach the point, and here basically you remove everything within the greater and smaller as, and just paste it in, like this, okay? And the same for here as well, like this, okay? Now you can basically click enter, and everything will be set up. Look, enter. It just tells you that it doesn't have anything locally set up yet, so it's creating everything from scratch. And as soon as everything is created, so when it says pull completed, you will see it does a bunch of things, and then you will be able to just open it up. You can see here you can press O to open it on the browser, or just copy this and put it into your browser. So let's do this. I do recommend to use Chrome for this. You can use it on Safari as well, but it just works better on Chrome. Let's just open Chrome. And now that we have Chrome open, we paste this in here, click enter, and there you go. Now you have to sign up with the email and name and password that you want. You can choose any password and email and whatever you want. After signing in, you will have to fill in these informations. You can basically do other and all of them. You will receive a code to the email that you provide in here, down here, and you will just have to paste it in afterwards. So you see now it has been sent to my email. You then go to your account, settings, and then you see you have to unlock it forever. You just go to enter activation key, and you put in the key that you received in your email. And then as soon as it worked, you will see that it says here, you're on the community edition registered. So you have unlimited workflows for free. Once this is done, you can then come back to the home screen, then either start a workflow from scratch, test one that already has AI implemented in it, or start with a template. Let's start with a template. It is really, really simple. You basically click on plus. The first step of a workflow will always be called a trigger node. This trigger node is what starts the whole workflow depending on criteria that you set up. So for example, you have the trigger manually. This just triggers when you click on it. You have then scheduled ones where you can say each Monday at 2 o'clock, do this, and others. Just so you can see, let's use a simple one. The cool thing about n8n, you have a bunch of things. So for example, if I search here for WhatsApp, you can integrate WhatsApp. If I search for Telegram, we can implement Telegram. If I search for AI, you have a bunch of AI stuff. So for example, you have your OpenAI, you have Gemini, and Gmail, for example, as well. What we could automate is a very simple example, just so you see how it works. What we will do is I will set up a type of chat automation that every time it receives a text from me, it will basically send to my email that text. So we want to have a chat trigger. This is already created like this. You can then already chat here. Hello, it's me, but nothing will happen. It will just execute it. Nothing happens afterwards because there's nothing happening after this node. So now you can add a node and let's say mail, okay, Gmail, and then we can say send a message. Okay, we send the message. You will have to add your credentials here. I will have another video on how to add credentials and everything. When everything is filled in, you basically say that you want to send a message. You say to, you can put in your own email just to test it. You can put in a subject like this is a test. Then you can select whether you want it to be an HTML or a normal text body. What is the difference? Basically, the text body is just plain text, so no formatting, no nothing. And with HTML, well, you can generate a nice looking email with bigger fonts, bold, italic, add images and stuff like that. But we'll get to it. Let's for now use plain text. Now comes the fun part where you connect each of the nodes between each other. Because in here we could say this is a test as well. But this would then always say this is a test independently of what I put in the chat, because we said we want to send what I put in the chat to my email. So how do we do that? If you look into here again, in the chat node, we said, hello, it's me. So this basically executed this node. And you see here in the chat input, we have hello, it's me, which is the message that I put in. This, as you can see with the arrow here, with the green arrow, you can see it was sent to the next node, which lands here in the input of this node. So in the input, you can see all those three. You see, I can show you as it was before. You have the table here, same table as here. And basically you can take whatever you want from this table and put it in here by dragging and dropping it into here. Whatever the chat input is, put it as the message. So whatever I send in the chat gets emailed to me. Once we save this and once we add our credentials, what you can do is send a text message here saying, hello, I'm texting from n8n. Bye. And you will see it goes from this node into the next one until it says all is executed successfully. And to test if it worked, you basically go to your email. You can see here we have the email that we sent through n8n in our inbox saying, hello, I'm texting from n8n. Bye! Isn't that fancy? One thing, you see that here's something sent automatically by n8n, which you can completely remove if you want. You just go into the email node, click on options, add options, append n8n attribution, you just turn it off, and that way this little text here goes away. Okay? And that's how you get your first automation done. Wasn't it easy? Then you can save it and activate it. And as soon as this is saved and activated, it will just run whenever you text it automatically and send you an email with what you texted. As I already mentioned in the last video, I use it for a lot of things like report automation, inbox sorting, newsletter generation, blog post generation. I use it for automatic tweets, a lot of things. Honestly, there's a lot and I have so many other ideas that I still want to automate. It is a no-brainer and it is super easy to do and actually very fun to just play around with those nodes and stick them together to see how they work. This is the first introduction to n8n. I hope you liked it as much as I did when I first did my first workflow. For me, it's a tool that has a huge potential for anyone out there because it really doesn't require a lot of knowledge of anything virtually. So you can do anything with it, have no coding experience, and still fulfill the dreams of your automated life. Every time you don't know what to do, you can always ask the LLMs that we use every day, like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whoever. You can ask them to help you out, send a screenshot and say, I don't know how to do this, can you jumpstart my automation? They will tell you how to do it, what to connect, and help you get out of your manual hell that I escaped a long time ago. In the next video, we're going to take this setup and build something that actually saves you time. We're going to build an automatic email cleaner that organizes all your inbox while you're asleep and sends you a message with the most important ones that you should follow up on. So you don't miss the important emails that you receive and don't waste time on the ones that you can ignore. So if you want to be there for next week, make sure you have it installed, ready to go. Make sure you click the like button so more people can join next time. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.